Hello, welcome to this video. My name's Dan, aka Lucen. I'm a music producer and songwriter, and today, this is the music roundup for July 2021. Let's go. So we're going to be chatting about all the new releases from July that I haven't reacted to yet and kind of going through them, and I'll give you my opinions and we can talk about them in the comments and everything. Basically, I've started doing this new thing which I really like. I'm not really sure what to call it. Like, I guess it's not really a reaction, but let me know what you think I should call it. If you like this kind of video, make sure to like it, which helps it in the rankings, but also, yeah, if you haven't already, then subscribe. You know what to do. You know it. So obviously, like, one of the most notable new releases of this month was Billie Eilish's brand new album, Happier Than Ever. I did a full reaction on Friday, so if you want to get my full, like, initial opinions, then make sure to check that out. I'll do the card thing. But basically, yeah, it really surprised me. My expectations weren't super high, but there's some really, really great songs on there. I absolutely love Male Fantasy. I love Happier Than Ever. I love Oxytocin. She takes her kind of artistry to a new level. But yeah, if you want to see my, like, full, like, initial opinions, then make sure to click through to the video. But can we talk about Conan Gray for a moment, please? Conan! Like, come on. Like, every single song that he puts out is a new level. I'm just like, just that lyric, someday I'll be falling without caution, but for now I'm only people watching. It's like, oh yeah, so this is people watching, Conan Gray. He, like, teased it on TikTok and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I know I'm gonna love it because the lyrics are just so stunning. But what I wasn't expecting was for it to kind of have a beat and have a rhythm and have some really cool production stuff. There's this, like, production swell where it's like people chatting. It kind of feels like he's sat in a cafe watching other people have all these, like, lovely experiences in love, and he's being like, yeah, this isn't happening for me. I'm not in love and I never have had love, but one day I will. And yeah, it kind of swells with this, like, almost like a crowd effect. And it kind of symbolizes a kind of, like, slight anxiety, I think, a discomfort in that moment where he's watching other people. And it seems very lonely and very sad. And he just is so good at pinpointing these emotions in a similar way to Taylor Swift. You can 100% tell his Taylor Swift influences, especially on that central lyric. Oh, someday I'll be falling without caution. But yeah, I'm just like, every single song he's put out. So he did Overdrive, amazing. Astronomy made me, like, I weep like a baby. And now People Watching, I'm just like, every single one's getting better and better. And I'm so excited to hear, like, the brand new album whenever that eventually comes out. I'll be reacting to day one, obviously, because we love Conan on this channel. Oh, God, love it. And speaking of Taylor Swift, the Big Red Machine kind of collaboration, it's basically like the collaborative effort of Justin Vernon and Aaron Dessner, who also collaborated with Taylor Swift on Folklore and Evermore. And they did another one with Taylor Swift called Renegade. And it's really good. It's actually a really, really lovely song. Like, this person who thinks that they're, like, independent and can do everything on their own. But, like, Taylor kind of singing to them, you know, you wouldn't be the first renegade to need somebody, and I want to be there for you type thing. It's really kind of a lovely, a love song about a specific character, you know, a love song to a specific character. And the only thing is that it really just feels like another Evermore song. Do you know what I mean? Like, I kind of feel like if they were going to name it as a different collaboration in a different project, it kind of needed almost like a different essence. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels like it's an extension of Evermore and not necessarily a whole different project. You know, all the sounds are, like, very similar. The writing is very similar. But as a song on its own, out of context, it's really, really nice. So the next one I'm going to talk about is Lost by Cheyenne. So she's a singer-songwriter from London. If you remember, a couple months ago, I did an interview with her on my channel, if you want to check it out. And she's an old friend of mine, and she's started, like, really putting out some really, really brilliant stuff. And yeah, this new song Lost that she's put out is kind of like moody, brooding, but has, like, a disco-y edge to it. It's really interesting. It's cool. And she's got, like, such a kind of, like, what did I write? I wrote smoky vocals. She's kind of got an alto voice and kind of has that kind of, there's some really, like, low stuff that she sings in there. It's really beautiful to hear somebody sing a bit low. I'll have to talk to her and discover what her inspiration for the song is. But there's a lot of this feeling of, like central lyric is like, don't take me back, just run away. It's kind of avoiding something, maybe avoiding a relationship she used to be in. I don't know, that she's kind of trying to move on, but almost like desperately running away from it. It's kind of, so it has that kind of essence of brooding to it. And with her, like, super, super low vocals, it's really beautiful. But yeah, it has this kind of like disco-iness to the production, which is really cool. As with all these songs, I have like a current vibes playlist, which is basically everything that I'm really interested in right now. So if you want to kind of keep up and you want to know what I'm kind of really listening to at the moment and what is really inspiring me, then check out my playlist. It's called Current Vibes, and I'll leave the link in the description for you if you want to follow that playlist. Yes, okay, so the next song I'm going to talk about is the second new release for Lorde in recent months, and this is Stoned at the Nail Salon. Which you'll be surprised to find out is actually quite existential. It's kind of like almost like her musing on life and then kind of undercutting that and being like, maybe I'm actually just stoned and chatting shit. So it's very much like very Lorde. Do you know what I mean? Like in the way that it's kind of irreverent and she doesn't take herself too seriously. It's almost like afraid to take herself too seriously in a way. Do you know what I mean? But that kind of gives it an essence of relatability, I think. Like queen of unexpected moves, basically. Like who would think that the second song she did would be something so stripped back? It's actually really beautiful and kind of lilting and swaying, and I don't know, it's really nice and really underproduced and I don't know what to expect from her anymore at this point, to be completely honest. But yeah, leading into the album, it's kind of, I have no idea what the full album is going to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit of an enigma. I don't know, we'll see. So make sure to come back to my channel on August the 20th for my full reaction to the album, because I'm so interested to see what it's going to be about, you know? So next, I'm going to talk about CHVRCHES because they are like one of my favourite bands. So they've done 3 new singles this year leading up to their new album, Scream Violence, which I'm hoping to react to, but it's my friend's wedding the same day, so we'll see. I feel like this is CHVRCHES really pulling it together. I feel like the first 2 albums showed so much potential, and there is obviously some amazing songs on there. They kind of took it to a poppier place, to a pop rocky place with their 3rd album, which I loved, and I loved the kind of like how it sounded a little bit more polished. I guess that's the word, right? This 4th album, the songs so far, it feels like they're taking what they learnt from the 3rd album, but taking it more into like stylistically into a place that's closer to the first 2, which is like best of both worlds, to be completely honest. But also like evolving their lyrical narrative. I think a lot of their lyrics before are kind of hinting at stories, but never really kind of coming together lyrically, which is definitely a style. But this one, it feels like they're telling more succinct storylines. Basically, I want to talk about Good Girls. That's the new song that came out this month. It's my top listened song of the month. It's just like, oh my God. The kind of story is like kind of expectations put upon the lead singer, Lauren, as a female in society. Good girls don't lie, good girls justify, but I won't. Good girls stay alive. It's like all these like things that are expected on a woman to kind of almost like to make them feel like they should be scared. And she's being very defiant and saying, I will not be scared just because I'm a woman. I'm not going to subscribe to this idea of being a good girl and making myself smaller and, you know, taking up less space just to be a good girl, you know. I love that they're taking their music into this like story-based feminist message. Fabulous. And production, songwriting is just, you know, really, really great. Oh God, I just love them so much. There's been another new release from a friend of mine called Charlotte Champion, who she puts out this music that is so soothing, relaxing, beautiful. It's kind of like really soft jazz and like with a focus on her like vocals, and all of that really comes together in a really beautiful way in her new song Shimmer. It's a very optimistic song. I feel like she has like this attitude of really wanting to put optimism out in her music, which is really lovely. And in this one, she's kind of saying, like, the main kind of lyric is I'll be there. Her lyricism's really beautiful, but she's kind of saying, like, when things are bad, like through the cracked window pane, when everything's kind of going to shit around you, even if things are going to shit around me as well, I will be there for you to be a shoulder to cry on. And it all comes together, like, yeah, in a really lovely kind of like this kind of soft, beautiful kind of package. And now, I know this is the one you've all been waiting to hear about. Cure for Me. So many of you asked me to react to Cure for Me because I put my reaction to Infections of a Different Kind out the same week that she released the song. I didn't realise that was happening, by the way. I didn't really have enough time to do a reaction devoted to that one song, so I thought, you know what, I'll just save up all my opinions and put them into this Roundup video. So my first opinion was like, oh, okay, I was not expecting this new direction for her. I feel like stylistically she's really taking a step out of what she's done, which is great, actually. I really like to see artists evolving. But it didn't click with me 100% initially, but the more I've listened to it, the more addicted to it I've been. If you see my top played songs of the month, it's right up there. That kind of central hook is, and the bass hook, the is really addictive to listen to. Do you know what I mean? And I love the message of it. Like, a lot of people were saying it was about against gay conversion therapy. Her kind of saying, you know, just because I like people of the same gender, or just because I am not quite society's normal cellular family stereotype, does not mean that somebody needs to cure me. I don't need a cure for what I am, for who I am. And I love that message. Yeah, and the more I've listened to it, the more I've just been grooving out to it on the way to work every day. It's really got that vibe to it, yeah. Like, I'm really looking forward to the album. I've got to make sure I react to Step 2. So make sure to look out for my Step 2 reaction probably next month, I'd imagine. But I'm so excited to see what Aurora's going to do on this next album, because it really does feel like it's going to be an evolution. And her artistry and her experimentalism and creativity is off the charts. So extremely hyped for new music from her. I don't need a cure for me. Yeah, so overall, quite a good month for July. Some really good stuff out there, actually. Make sure to let me know, shall I call it Review Roundup or Reaction Roundup? If you like this style of video and you want to see me do it every single month, then make sure to leave a like on the video, and that kind of signals to me that you are enjoying them. Of course, in the comments, let me know if there's any other songs that have released this month that you've loved that I should listen to. And if you want to check out any of these songs that I've mentioned, they are in my Current Vibes playlist, and I will leave the link in the description for you. Make sure to tune in on Friday for my reaction to Fiona Apple. I am finally doing Fiona Apple. That will be going live at 9 p.m. on Friday. But otherwise, I'll see you again soon. Bye.